Why most people stay poor despite working hard. Have you ever noticed something strange? Some of the hardest working people in society aren't the wealthiest. The construction worker who spends 10 hours a day under the sun, the nurse working double shifts, the employee staying late at the office every night. Many of these people work incredibly hard, yet they often struggle financially. At the same time, there are people who seem to make money almost effortlessly. Their wealth continues to grow while they sleep. So what's the difference? If hard work is the key to success, why do so many hardworking people remain stuck in the same financial position year after year? Today, we're going to explore one of the biggest misconceptions about money and uncover the real reasons why many people stay poor despite working hard. And more importantly, we'll discuss what can actually help someone build wealth over time. Let's begin. For most of our lives, we're taught a very simple formula. Study hard, get good grades, find a stable job, work hard, and eventually, success will follow. At first glance, this advice sounds reasonable. After all, hard work is important. Without effort, very little can be achieved. But there's a hidden problem with this formula. It assumes that hard work alone creates wealth. And that's simply not true. Think about it. If hard work automatically created wealth, then every laborer, every factory worker, and every person working multiple jobs would be rich. But that's clearly not the reality we see around us. The truth is that hard work can increase your income. However, income and wealth are not the same thing. Income is the money you earn. Wealth is the money and assets you own. And understanding this difference changes everything. Many people spend their entire lives focusing on income while completely ignoring wealth. They work harder to earn more, then work even harder to earn a little more. But they never stop to build assets that can generate income independently. As a result, they remain trapped in a cycle where they must constantly work in order to survive. One of the biggest financial traps is something economists call the time for money exchange. Most people earn money by selling their time. You work 1 hour, you get paid for 1 hour. It's a straightforward arrangement, but it comes with a major limitation. Time is finite. There are only 24 hours in a day. No matter how ambitious, talented, or hardworking you are, there is a limit to how many hours you can work. This creates an invisible ceiling on your earning potential. You can ask for raises. You can work overtime. You can even take on a second job. But eventually, you run into the limits of your own time and energy. Now compare that with someone who owns assets, an investor who owns stocks, a landlord who owns rental properties, an entrepreneur who owns a business, a creator who earns royalties from digital products. These assets can continue producing income even when the owner isn't actively working. That's the power of ownership. The wealthy often focus less on selling their time and more on acquiring assets that generate value over the long term. This doesn't mean they don't work hard. In fact, many wealthy people work extremely hard, but they direct their effort toward building systems and assets rather than endlessly trading hours for money. Another reason many people struggle financially is a phenomenon known as lifestyle inflation. Imagine someone receives a promotion. Their salary increases. Naturally, they feel excited, and they deserve to celebrate. But then something interesting happens. They upgrade their car, move into a more expensive home, buy the latest gadgets, spend more on entertainment, increase their monthly expenses. Before long, their lifestyle expands to match their new income. And despite earning more money than ever before, they don't feel any wealthier. This is one of the most common financial mistakes. Every increase in income is immediately consumed by an increase in spending. Instead of building assets, people build expenses. The wealthy often approach this differently. Rather than upgrading their lifestyle immediately, they invest a significant portion of additional income. They buy assets first. Lifestyle improvements come later. This creates a powerful cycle where investments begin generating additional income, which can then be reinvested again. Over time, this difference in behavior becomes enormous. Let's talk about one of the most powerful concepts in finance: compounding. Albert Einstein is often credited with calling compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Whether he actually said it or not, the principle remains incredibly powerful. Compounding occurs when your money earns returns, and then those returns begin earning returns of their own. At first, the growth seems slow, almost invisible. This is where many people become impatient. They invest for a few months, maybe a year. Then they give up because they don't see dramatic results. But compounding rewards patience. Imagine planting a tree. For a long time, it appears as though nothing significant is happening. Then eventually, growth accelerates. The same thing happens with investments. The longer money remains invested, the more powerful compounding becomes. The wealthy understand this. They don't expect instant results. They think in years and decades rather than days and weeks. This long-term perspective allows them to benefit from growth that most people never experience. Another important factor is financial education. Most schools do a great job teaching traditional subjects: mathematics, science, history, literature. These subjects are valuable, but very few people receive formal education about money. Many adults enter the workforce without understanding basic concepts like investing, inflation, asset allocation, cash flow, or risk management. As a result, they spend years making financial decisions without fully understanding the consequences. Meanwhile, financially successful individuals often dedicate significant time to learning about money. They read books, study businesses, analyze investments, learn from successful entrepreneurs, and gradually develop a deeper understanding of how wealth is created. Knowledge alone won't make someone wealthy, but financial ignorance can be incredibly expensive. Now here's something important. This video is not saying that everyone can become a millionaire overnight. And it's not suggesting that success is easy. Building wealth takes time, discipline, patience, and consistent effort. But there are principles that can dramatically improve your financial future. First, spend less than you earn. This may sound obvious, but it forms the foundation of financial stability. Without a gap between income and expenses, there is nothing left to invest. Second, invest consistently, not occasionally, not only when the market looks exciting. Consistently. Small investments made regularly over many years can produce remarkable results. Third, focus on increasing your value. Develop skills that solve problems. The marketplace rewards people who create value for others. The more valuable your skills become, the more opportunities become available. And finally, think long-term. Most people overestimate what they can achieve in 1 year and underestimate what they can achieve in 10. The biggest financial transformations rarely happen overnight. They happen gradually, one smart decision at a time, one investment at a time, one lesson at a time. So why do most people stay poor despite working hard? Because hard work alone is only one piece of the puzzle. Hard work can generate income, but income without ownership, investing, and financial education rarely leads to lasting wealth. The people who build wealth understand something important. Money is not just something you earn. It's something you manage, something you invest, and eventually, something that works for you. The goal isn't to spend your entire life working harder and harder. The goal is to build a financial system where your assets begin working alongside you. And over time, perhaps even harder than you do. If you found this video valuable, subscribe to Money Matrix for more insights on finance, business, economics, and the forces shaping the future of wealth. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.